Let me ask you a question. So, you're successful, you've worked hard, you make good money, you handle your business. But when you walk into a room, do you feel respected? And when you look at her, does she look at you with that raw, undeniable desire? You know what I'm talking about. If you feel like you've lost your edge, you're not imagining it. And the reason is simpler and more biological than you think. And it has nothing to do with your bank account. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the 2 scientific triggers that control 90% of male respect and female attraction. And I'm going to show you how I went from being an invisible, disrespected weakling who got mugged at knife point, true story, more about that later, to a man who commands respect without saying a single word. So this isn't just motivation, this is a scientific blueprint. All right, look at this guy. That was me, 19 years old, skinny, physically weak. So on a trip to Amsterdam, I was talking to this friendly guy, Austrian guy, on the street. He was like, yeah, can I have a cigarette? Seconds later, he pulled out a knife, held it to my younger brother, looked at me with his crazy fucking eyes, and took everything we had. In that moment, I felt like the ultimate weakling. It was a traumatic experience. It really was. But that lit a fire in me. It was the catalyst that made me start strength training and also boxing. I was determined to never be a victim again. But I made the mistake that every guy makes. Which mistake? I thought that more was better. I ate everything. I lifted without a real plan, and I ended up here. Puffy, overweight, with a fat, unattractive face. I thought I was a machine, savage. But women were interested, and my own brain was lying to me about how I actually looked. I was lost. I went through years of frustration, trying every diet, every workout plan, wasting time and seeing no real lasting results. So I became obsessed. I dove into the science, dissecting over 600 studies from journals like Nature and The Lancet to understand the biological code of male attractiveness. The first pillar is the unspoken language of male respect. The moment you walk into a room, other men size you up. It's a biological assessment of your formidability. A powerful physique acts as a behavioral deterrent, earning you automatic respect and reducing challenges from others. Studies from the University of California found that physically formidable men, meaning very strong men, are overwhelmingly perceived as better leaders. Research in evolution and human behavior showed that muscular men as rated as having higher social status and competence based only on their image. When I was skinny, I got bullied and people tried to start fights with me. True story. When I was muscular, I could literally walk to the front of a 1-hour queue at a festival and nobody would say a single word. So yeah, a little backstory. When I was really skinny, when I was like 15, 17 years old, I'm from a small town in Germany. And I was walking to school and this Turkish kid came up to me. That was one story. He came up to me and he started like trouble for no reason, right? He was like threatening to beat me up for no reason. I didn't even know the guy. So I was like, yeah, well, I'm gonna call my older brothers. I don't have any older brothers. I'm the oldest. I got 2 younger brothers. So that's story number 1 because I was just, skinny and I got bullied. Story number 2. I was walking to school. I was maybe like 14, 15 years old, super skinny, 16 years old, something like that. And a kid that was in the same gymnastics club as me, he came up to me, he stole my cap, and he actually ripped like a piece off or something like that, or ripped off a piece of my jacket just because he could. But here's the cool story. I ran into the same guy who stole my cap and who ripped something off. Like, I don't know, 5 years later, 10 years later, 30 pounds heavier, big guy. At least I'm naturally very skinny. So there's probably guys out there that are bigger. But me, I'm 30 pounds heavier than when I was like 18, 19 years old. So like, don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to you and make the best progress that you can. All right, but the cool story is I ran into the same guy. I think his name was Andreas or something like that. Fuck him. And I was like, you piece of shit, man. I hated what you did to me. You bullied me and you're lucky I'm not gonna beat your fucking ass. So I was like a head taller, like twice as strong, and he was like apologizing profusely. He was like, I'm so sorry. And back then I was still drinking alcohol, as years ago, maybe like 10 years ago. So I was kind of drunk. I was like, yeah, man, you're lucky I'm not beating your ass. So yeah, that funny story. So that felt really good. Just a little backstory. Yo, and here's the backstory with the going in front of the queue. So a couple years ago, I was at a festival. It's called Perukaville Festival, one of the biggest techno electronic music festivals in Germany. And that was years ago. So while I was like still drinking alcohol, I was kind of drunk. I was with a female friend, and the queue was like 1 hour long for food. She was very hungry. I was hungry. But the tickets were like $400, something like that. And there was like some DJs that I wanted to see. So I was like, nah, fuck it. I'm not queuing. So I just like walked straight to the front, ordered the food, and no one said a thing. So yeah, I couldn't have done that back when I was 30 pounds lighter. Like I said, I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm naturally very skinny. So you probably have better genetics than I do. But still, I'm 30 pounds heavier than I was when I was like 19 years old. So yeah, I could just walk to the front. No one said a thing. All right, so after I gained like 30 pounds of muscle mass, I could literally walk to the front of a 1 hour queue at a festival and nobody would say a single word. It was awesome. The world treats you differently. This respect is the foundation for everything. Once you command male respect, the second pillar almost falls into place. Instant female attraction. But here's the secret most men miss. Your face is more important than your body. A groundbreaking study in the Journal of Evolutionary Biology proved that women place more importance on the face than the body for both short and long-term relationships. And what makes a man's face attractive? The science is overwhelming. A Princeton study showed nearly 9 out of 10 women, 89%, find facial definition from low body fat the number one factor in a man's raw initial attractiveness. Harvard's Vision Lab found that women spend 317% longer looking at men with low body fat and defined muscle. Fat on your stomach always means fat in your face. Unfortunately, look at the difference. This is not about genetics. This is about removing the fat that hides the attractive masculine bone structure that you already have. The bottom line is this: a leaner face is a more attractive face. Period. Okay, now you understand the what and the why. Build muscle to command respect, and get lean to trigger attraction. So I want to give you my 5 best, most impactful protocols for free so you can start right now. All right, so to get lean, you must control your master hormone, leptin. Sounds like a goblin, but it's a hormone. So do this. Within 30 minutes of waking, consume 30 to 60 grams of high quality protein. What does this do? This resets your leptin levels, it boosts your metabolism, and it crushes cravings before they even start. Stop doing cardio before you lift weights. To burn maximum fat, you lift weights first. What does this do? This uses up your body's stored carbs. It's called glycogen. And then you do 20 minutes of moderate cardio. Be sure that you can still talk. At this point, your body has no choice but to burn your stored body fat for fuel. This sequence can burn up to 100% more fat. You need to be in a calorie deficit to lose fat, but you don't have to be hungry. That's what a lot of people get wrong. The secret is eating foods that are incredibly filling but very low in calories. What? Well, things like boiled potatoes, sweet potatoes, and lean chicken breast are your cheat codes, but don't use any fat on that. The satiety index from the University of Sydney ranks boiled potatoes as the single most filling food on earth. So potatoes, they've gotten a bad rap, right? People think, well, potatoes, they're so unhealthy and they make you fat. Not true. People eat a lot of cheese and bacon with that, but just the potato with no fat, super healthy. Why? It has no gluten and it contains an amino acid. It's called lysine, which is super antiviral and antibacterial. What does that mean? It means it kills the bad viruses and bad bacteria and bad pathogens in your body. So more energy, you feel better, less depression. So boiled potatoes, awesome. Same thing for sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes, very good. It helps the body get rid of heavy metals, which impair your cognition. So that means heavy metals, they accumulate, they get stored in your brain. They make you dumber, they make you more depressed. They make it so that you can't focus and your body can't really get rid of them by themselves. So long story short, potatoes, very good. Kills viruses, kills bacteria. Sweet potatoes as well, very good. A lot of nutrients, helps the body get rid of heavy metals. Good stuff. Just don't put any cheese on that or bacon. Ideally, keep the fats low. Yes, so too much fat is a burden for the liver. It means your liver has to work very hard, so it cannot really detox as well, meaning your energy is lower than it could be. And also, if there's too much fat in your bloodstream, you create a temporary insulin resistance, meaning the nutrients from the food, from the carbs, like the potatoes, they don't really get shuttled into the cell as well because there's too much blood in the fat stream. So my recommendation, keep the fats low. If you want to eat a lot of fats, eat them at night. Don't eat them during the day because that way your liver can continue to detoxify your body. Your energy levels are going to be higher and your body can store and assimilate the nutrients from the food a lot more easily. So don't fall for the hype, keto, carnivore. I've tried it all. It works for a short time. Why? Because all that fat means that your body produces a lot of adrenaline, a lot of stress hormones, so you're literally high, which is why you feel good, but it's not healthy. So you might feel good for a couple of weeks, months, even a year, but sooner or later you're gonna come crashing it down. Your adrenals, they cannot keep up with producing that much adrenaline. So long story short, keep the fats low. It's better for your liver, it's better for your energy levels, and it helps you get shredded because fat is not very filling, whereas like a boiled potato, very low in calories, but makes you very satiated. Yeah, same thing with fruit, very low in calories, very antiviral, antibacterial, meaning it kills the bad viruses in your body. So we're confronted with so many crazy viruses, right? Like herpes virus, HHPV, H. pylori. There's so many different viruses. They're horrible for us. Epstein-Barr, horrible. That's why people are so low energy. They're always feeling lethargic all day long, like always so tired, unmotivated. Yeah, man, that's the viruses. Like they accumulate in your liver. They go into your organs, into your spleen. And horrible. We need to kill the viruses, kill the bad bacteria, kill the pathogens. That way you're gonna feel high energy, you're gonna feel amazing, and you actually wanna go to the gym. So very important. Long story short, potatoes, very good. Sweet potatoes, awesome. Fresh fruit, so good, low in calories, kills the viruses, kills the bad bacteria in the body, kills the pathogens. Go for it. Don't fall for the trend. It's like, oh yeah, but fruit, the fructose and the fruit, the sugar is so bad. Nah, man, your brain needs sugar, your liver does, your whole body. I used to be the biggest keto proponent. So actually, I did the carnivore diet as well. Like I said, it works well until it doesn't, and then you feel horrible, and you're trying to fix it. You're like, oh, I need more salt, this and that. But yeah, the problem is, like I said, too much fat. So there's too much adrenaline. You feel awesome for a while, and then you come crashing down. Your adrenals are screwed. All right, let's get back to the main topic. Potatoes, not only super antiviral, but also the satiety index from the University of Sydney ranks boiled potatoes as the single most filling food on earth. All right. Muscle growth isn't just about how much protein you eat per day, it's about the timing. What does that mean? To keep your body in a constant muscle building state, you need to consume 30 to 45 grams of protein, ideally every 3 to 4 hours. This repeatedly spikes what's called muscle protein synthesis. Stop going to the gym and training a little bit of everything. So I see this so much, right? Like in the gym, there's like guys, they hit the gym like 3 times a week. And when I ask them where you training, they go like, well, a little bit of everything, right? So like, yeah, well, hit the bench press and then do a couple of pull-ups and then, a little bit for arms, a couple of squats. Total bullshit. It's not gonna work. Your body doesn't want to build muscle mass. Your body wants to store body fat so that you can survive the next famine. So don't do that. You're wasting your time. You're not getting results. If you don't get results, you're gonna quit working out. You're gonna look like crap. So you need to get results. So get an awesome plan that actually works and gives you great results. It's so important. It's crucial. You need to. If you don't get results, you're not gonna carry on. As a result, you're gonna get fat, get unhealthy, get sick, and die alone because you look like crap and no one wants to date you. No bueno. Get a good workout plan and ideally get an awesome coach that actually helps you get results. It's so important. You always need to get results, otherwise you won't continue. I see this, my clients and myself included. I don't work out because I love it so much. I hate working out. I don't like it, but I like looking good. I love that. I love when a girl looks at me, a woman, and she finds me. Yeah, stop going to the gym and training a little bit of everything. That's what average guys do. That's why they get average results. They look like crap. Don't do that. To force a muscle to grow, you have to destroy it with focused volume and intensity. Blitzkrieg, haha. Dedicate each workout to 1 or 2 muscle groups and hit them hard. So these 5 protocols are game changers, but applying general knowledge to your unique situation is the hardest part. That is why I've set aside some time this week to speak with a few serious individuals personally. I'm offering a free executive edge game plan session. Let me be clear, this is not a sales call. This is a 45-minute deep dive strategy session where we'll get you absolute clarity. First, we will get crystal clear on your vision for your body, your energy, and your performance. Second, we will identify the single biggest bottleneck that's been holding you back. And third, you will leave the call with a personalized step-by-step action plan for the next 90 days. Now, because my time is limited, obviously I can't offer this to everyone. So this is only for men who are successful, but they know, that you have another level to reach. And men who are ready to take decisive action. So if that's you, I invite you to apply. Go to doppert.com or click on the first link in the description, fill out a short application form, and if it looks like we're a good fit, my team or I will reach out to schedule your session. I really want to help you. I really want to see you there. Book that call. All right, since you're watching this video, I know you are a doer, an action taker, and freaking awesome guy. All right, so click on that link, book that call with me now. So we'll see each other face to face. And why should you do that? Because I'm the only personal trainer who actually understands nutrition and training. So pretty much all the personal trainers out there, all the fitness coaches, they go like, whoa, yeah, you need to eat casein before bed and dairy and gluten and this and that. Well, if you look good, but you feel like crap, you're always low energy, you're depressed, you got brain fog, you feel unmotivated, you're not gonna go to the gym. So we gotta focus on bringing down inflammation in your body, killing viruses in your organs, helping your liver detox, so that way you're high energy, you feel amazing, you're focused, you're motivated, you're happy when you wake up. Only then will you actually wanna go to the gym. I'm the only personal trainer, fitness coach out there who does both. So nutrition and training. All right, man, so book that call, hop on a call with me. Thanks so much for watching. I love you. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching. Go get what's yours. I'll see you in the call or in the next video. God bless.